Hey everyone, Old School Pokemon here. Today's video, going to be talking about selling individual bulk type Pokemon cards on eBay and whether or not this business model is worthwhile. This is by far the number one question that I receive from people who are looking to get started with selling Pokemon cards on eBay, whether or not it's worthwhile to list and sell these individual bulk type Pokemon cards. Before we hop into this video, I do want to mention there are going to be a lot of numbers within this video. I try to simplify it as much as possible, so hopefully it's not too confusing, and hopefully you guys are able to stay along and understand what I'm talking about. Hopefully I'm not making it too confusing. Definitely let me know what you think of this style video where I kind of have a PowerPoint presentation to go along with it. Thought it'd be a cool idea for this video where there are a lot of numbers, so you guys can kind of see the breakdown as I go through it versus me just talking about those numbers. But definitely let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you enjoy this type of video. Anyway, let's hop right into it. So first off, we got to talk about the physical costs associated with this type of business model. Whether that be the inventory that you're actually selling, the card supplies that you're using to package these orders, the envelopes that you use to mail these orders, or the postage that you're using to actually mail these orders. First off, we have the inventory. This is going to be a variable cost depending upon multiple factors. However, when we're talking about these bulk type cards, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to be sticking with the modern bulk cards. So anything outside of your hit cards within modern sets. Um, the cost on this inventory is going to be very low. We're talking less than 5 cents per card. Usually it's around 2 to 3 cents per card for this type of inventory. I'm purchasing my booster boxes from a distributor, so I'm getting them for a bit cheaper than what you can find them for online. And then when I open those booster boxes, all the hit cards typically pay for most of that booster box. When I sell those hit cards, the vast majority of the amount that I spent on that booster box is covered by those hit cards. So when you're talking about the bulk cards left in that booster box, your cost on those cards is going to be very low. But it is going to vary based off of what type of hits that you get from that booster box and what you're paying for that booster box. So really not going to consider the inventory as an actual expense just because it does vary, like I said. Next up, we're going to talk about the card supplies used to package these orders. As most of you probably know, card supplies are very expensive right now due to the lack of supply chain between China and the United States. Hopefully that'll change soon, but for the time being, distributors really don't have access to card supplies, or at least I don't have access to a distributor that has card supplies. So even me, I'm purchasing my card supplies directly off of eBay. When I made this PowerPoint presentation, I took what I would typically purchase and added that. That's the numbers that you're seeing on the screen. So, for example, Ultra Pro penny sleeves, the cheapest I could find on eBay, $243.85 per case of 10,000, comes out to 2 cents per penny sleeve. BCW top loaders, $229.95 per case of 1,000, comes out to 23 cents per top loader. And then team bags, $6.97 per package of 100. This was someone who had a volume pricing discount available. So if you purchased 4 or more packages of team bags, you can get them for $6.79 per package. So $6.79 per package comes out to 7 cents per team bag. Now, if you're curious what all those supplies are used for, I do have an older video on packaging orders on my YouTube channel, but basically you take your single card, put it into a penny sleeve, put that penny sleeve and card into a top loader, and then take that top loader, put it into a team bag and seal it up so that the card doesn't come out of the top loader during transit. You can use painter's tape or something like that. I personally like to use the team bag because I think it looks a lot better, it looks a lot more professional. So that's why I go with the team bags. Anyway, next up we have the actual mailing envelopes, the PWE envelopes. I use number 10 envelopes and I purchase them directly off of Amazon for $26.99 per box of 500. Comes out to 5 cents per envelope. Finally, we got to talk about the postage involved with actually mailing these orders. If you're selling on eBay, I would highly recommend eBay's standard envelope with tracking service. This comes at a cost of 51 cents whether you're mailing 1 or 2 cards. So it's going to be 51 cents whether it's 1 or 2 cards. If you're selling on TCG Player or Facebook or some other platform where you don't have access to this service, you can purchase rolls of forever stamps directly on eBay, usually between $40 and $45 per roll. There's 100 stamps in a roll, so you're talking 40 to 45 cents per stamp. Definitely recommend this versus purchasing stamps at the post office, because at the post office you're going to be paying 51 cents per stamp. There's no discount purchasing at the post office. However, if you are selling on eBay, like I said, highly recommend the standard envelope with tracking service. It's an awesome service, and if you're looking to expand selling on eBay, this does count towards your top rated seller status. So you can ship cards via this service and have your top rated seller status, which is absolutely huge in my opinion. But anyway, that's a whole other topic for a different video. Let's go ahead and look at a breakdown of my profit and loss on a single card order. So for this example, we're going to be looking at a single card order for 99 cents. So the sale price is 99 cents. I always offer free shipping on these bulk type cards, especially with modern. You're going to have a ton of competition, so you really need to be the lowest price point possible, which is 99 cents with free shipping. So someone comes along, purchases that 99-cent card. Your eBay fees, so the final value fee plus the eBay managed payment fee is going to be 12.55% plus 30 cents per transaction, which comes to 42 cents on that 99-cent sale. Next up, we got to add all the packaging supplies and postage costs. So you got 2 cents for the penny sleeves, 23 cents for the top loader, 7 cents for the team bag, 5 cents for the envelope, and 51 cents for postage. Add all those together, you come up with a cost of 88 cents for packaging supplies and postage. Take that 99 cents, subtract that 42 cents, subtract that 88 cents. You're coming out with a negative 31 cents, which means you're losing 31 cents. You're taking a 31-cent loss every single time you sell one single 99-cent card. Now, if you're not familiar with this type of business model, which I wasn't before I had gotten started, you might be thinking to yourself, well, who's actually going to go ahead and purchase one single card for 99 cents and check out with just that one card? I was always under the assumption that not many people would do this. However, that is by far not the truth. For the month of April, we're still in May, so I'm going to be using April's figures. For the month of April, I had 376 single card orders for 99 cents. If you multiply 376 by 31 cents, you come out with a $116.56 loss just by selling those single cards for 99 cents. You're losing $116.56 just by selling those cards. That's not taking into consideration any of your time or anything like that. Just by selling those cards, you're automatically losing money. You're throwing money away just by selling those cards. So looking at this example right here, you're probably thinking to yourself that this type of business model is absolutely not worthwhile. But with this type of business model, you're really not looking at those single card orders. With this type of business model, you're really focusing on those multiple card orders. So with that, let's take a look at example number 2, where someone comes along and purchases 2 single cards for 99 cents each. In this case, we're going to do 2 times 99 cents to get a $1.98 sale price. Again, it's always going to be free shipping. eBay fee percentage is going to remain the same, 12.55% plus 30 cents per transaction. So you're going to get a 55-cent eBay fee on that $1.98 sale. Packaging supplies and postage are going to remain exactly the same, because you're going to be able to take those 2 cards, put them into one single penny sleeve, one single top loader, seal it up with one single team bag, put it into one single envelope, and mail it off via that 51-cent postage option. So packaging, supplies, and postage going to remain the exact same, 88 cents. $1.98 minus 55 cents minus 88 cents comes out to 55 cents. So 55-cent profit on that order, or 27.5 cents per card within that order. That is an absolutely huge percentage when you're looking at it as a percentage percentage profit. It's like I said, your cost on those cards is 2 to 3 cents a piece. and you're selling them for 27.5 cents a piece, you really can't beat that profit margin when you're looking at it as a percentage basis versus a dollar figure basis. So this just emphasizes the point that it is essential to upsell when you're trying to have this type of business model. You really need to have a higher percentage of people purchasing 2 or more cards versus those purchasing 1 single card. Obviously, in order to get people to purchase 2 or more cards at once, this does require a massive inventory available for those people to browse through and purchase what they want to. Um, Again, I don't have any further examples on this, but when you get into, like, say, 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards, 10 cards, 20 cards, 50 cards, 100 cards, your profit margin just keeps increasing, and it becomes more and more worthwhile for this type of business model. But again, it just comes down to the amount of inventory that you have available and listed. So you really do need to have a massive inventory in order to be successful with this type of business model. Next up, we're going to kind of give a breakdown of my actual numbers on eBay for April. So hopefully this doesn't get too confusing. But so in April, we're going to look at an individual card basis to begin with. In April, I sold 3,318 individual cards for $33,443.11. That's the subtotal, not including any taxes or international shipping charges or anything like that. That's just the item prices of these individual cards. Now, this next section is more or less an arbitrary number where I said it's not worthwhile to ship out these orders at this price point, where it is worthwhile to ship out these orders at this price point. And that price point that I used was $4.99. So anything that's $4.99 and less, it's really not worthwhile to ship out those orders because you're really not making any money at that point. However, anything above $4.99, that's where it becomes worthwhile to ship those orders because you are making a decent amount of money on each of those orders. So we're going to kind of use that $4.99 price point as kind of a metric to decide where it's worthwhile and where it's not worthwhile. So looking at it from an individual card basis, in April, 2,647 cards that I sold were priced at 99 cents to $4.99, so less than $5. That's roughly 80% of everything that I sold in April, compared to 671 individual items that were priced at $5 or more, so greater than $5. That's roughly 20% of everything that I sold in April. Turning that into a actual number figure, I had $3,764.34 in sales that were less than $5. Roughly 10% of what I made in April was from those cheap cards, compared to $29,678.77 in sales in individual cards that were priced greater than $5. That's roughly 90% of what I made in April. So to simplify that, basically 80% of what I did in April only made up 10% of what I actually made in April. So when you look at it on an individual card basis, that's a no-brainer right there to give up this type of business model. If 80% of the time and effort that you're putting into eBay is only making up 10% of what you're actually making on eBay, that's really a no-brainer to just give up that amount of work, because the 10% that you're making is really not worthwhile. It's an extra $3,700, $3,800. I would immediately give that up if these were the numbers. But like I said, within my example 1 and 2, you're really not looking at it on an individual card basis. You're looking at it on a per order basis. So let's go ahead and convert these numbers to actual orders that were received in April. So in April, I had 1,409 unique orders for $34,782.22. Again, this is the subtotal. This is a bit higher than the subtotal I gave previously. It's $1,339.11 greater than the previous subtotal. I'm really not sure why these two numbers differed by this much. However, to get these numbers, I had to use 2 different Excel files that eBay provided me, and I couldn't figure out why the 2 numbers differed. So these these numbers are just going to be rough estimates. It's going to be fairly close because both of the subtotals are fairly close. So it's going to be fairly accurate. It's not going to be an exact science, but it does give you a good idea into the percentages and why this business model is worthwhile for me. But just wanted to point that out anyway. So looking at it on a per order basis versus an individual card basis, I had 921 orders that were less than $5, which is roughly 60% of the orders that I shipped out in April, compared to 488 orders that were greater than $5, roughly 40% of the orders that I shipped out in April. Converting that into actual dollar figures, $1,756.72 were orders that were less than $5. That's roughly 5% of the total that I made in April, compared to $33,025.50 were orders that were greater than $5. That's roughly 95% of what I made in April. So looking at this, kind of comparing the two, it's roughly a 60-40 split on those $5 orders, with the sub $5 orders only being 5% of what I make per month on eBay. These numbers look a lot more promising than the ones that I showed previously when we were looking at it on an individual card basis. It's not, I tried to go back through and figure out, of those orders greater than $5, how many were cards that were those bulk type cards versus higher end cards, and there's really no easy way to go about that. So I wasn't able to grab any exact numbers to kind of give a breakdown into that, but overall, I'd say it's roughly 50-50, meaning that 50% of those orders greater than $5 are made up of 99-cent cards, and the other 50% are made up of higher end cards that are a single card priced at $5 or more. But I would say it's about 50-50 when you're looking at those sales. So when you're looking at it on a per order basis, it becomes extremely worthwhile, at least for me, to sell these individual bulk type cards on eBay. Now, getting into some final thoughts before we end this video, and to answer the question, is it worthwhile? First off, it's going to involve a massive organizational and time commitment. You're going to have to stay extremely organized in order to quickly pull and package these orders. Even if you do stay extremely organized, though, it does take a tremendous amount of time to actually pull and package these orders, because it is going to be a business model based off of quantity versus quality. So you're going to have a ton more quantity to ship out, versus if you're someone who sells PSA cards, you might have 2 to 3 orders, versus if you're someone who sells bulk cards, you might have 40-50 orders to ship out in that same day. So you're going to have to stay really organized. It's going to take a lot of time. Again, it does require a massive inventory, because you do need to upsell and have people purchase. You need to have a higher percentage of people purchasing 2 or more cards versus those that are purchasing 1 single card. For my personal eBay store, just to give you a further kind of illustration of the size of inventory that I have, as of making this PowerPoint presentation, I had 2,980 total active listings on eBay. Of those listings, 2,430 were priced at between 99 cents and $4.99, so below $5. Converting that into total items, because a lot of those listings have multiple quantity within those listings. So converting it into total items, I have 25,555 total items. Of those items, 23,546 are priced at less than $5, so 99 cents to $4.99. Huge amount of inventory, which is essential for this type of business model, as I've illustrated previously. Finally, it really just comes down to personal preference, whether or not you have the available time, whether or not you have the available inventory. If you're someone who doesn't have the free time, doesn't want to put into the time for eBay specifically, definitely wouldn't recommend this type of business model. Either bulk out those cards to someone who buys bulk type cards, or just build lots and sell them on eBay as lots. Or if you're someone who has, like, say, a couple hundred cards, maybe even 1,000 cards, probably not going to be worthwhile to have this type of business model, because you do need to have that massive inventory in order for it to be worthwhile, for people to be for you to have more people purchasing 2+ cards versus that one single card. But there's really no yes or no answer as to whether or not this business model is worthwhile. For me personally, I think it's extremely worthwhile. Something that I'll always, I won't say always, but something that I'll continue doing with for the future. I can't ever see myself stopping selling these bulk type cards, but it really does come down to personal preference, whether you do have the time, whether you do have the available inventory, so on and so forth. Anyway, that's all I have for this video. Hopefully it wasn't too confusing. Hopefully you guys found it enjoyable or useful. Definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.